Hi, everybody. This is Chris,
This is Matt.
and today we're gonna talk about the Goonies.
Yeah, very good. Very
Very
good
good,
time.
very good time. The movie and the game.
Yeah.
Um, pull this out so I stop making noise. Uh, for those of you joining us for the first time, this is not a review. This is not anything like that. This is we played the game for a couple days, gave it a look, and we're doing it. This is our short games. We try to pick games we can get through in a day or two or three. Uh, I will have a complete playthrough on this, I think, before we're all said and done. Um, but
Yeah.
don't take anything we say too seriously. The parts we love, the parts we hate, the parts, all of it is just our impressions after playing it for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Um,
Subject to our whims, moods, personal lives.
yeah, there have been games we've gone back to after the fact, like Wolfenstein, where we liked it, but we weren't really enamored with it until uh, people in the comments had talked to us about it, and then like, oh, yeah,
Right.
this is awesome.
Right.
Now that
We
I
missed
get it.
we missed the yeah, missed the plot on some of them.
Yeah. And the conversations will go off the rails as they've already done, and we haven't even gotten to the game yet. Um,
Yeah, can we talk about how great that intro screen is? I know we're past it already, but man, I love one of the things I really liked about this game is that the graphics are as low quality as they can be, but you know who every one of those characters is.
you know who everyone's.
Well, you definitely know who Sloth is, but like they look at how well they nailed Sloth's posture, and
hmm
it's just great.
Well, and like those of you who've come here may be thinking this is the Nintendo Goonies.
Oh God, that game sucked, didn't it? Am I wrong?
I'm of two minds on it. It's not a good game, but I still some reason enjoy it. But
That's
I'm a
fair.
masochist, so but it makes no
Yeah,
sense. Like you're the Goonies, but you're running through magical lands, rescuing the other Goonies and a mermaid, and it, anyway,
yeah,
it,
and it's I never thought that like this would be closer to the source material than the Nintendo game, but it totally
oh,
is.
it's totally this is a really good adaptation of the movie. There's a couple things that are missing. There's a couple things that the movie forgot to put in. We'll talk about that when we see that screen.
Yeah.
Um, Now, this is a game for one or two players. You can play it with one player, but you got to control both guys, which is tricky.
Right. Yeah, it's a one button deal on the Commodore, and you would think with one button I would have it through my head by like level 4 that what it's going to do, but I kept hitting it when I wanted to jump.
Oh, yeah, it takes a
Yep.
while to get the hang of.
Yeah.
Uh,
One button and it was like beyond me.
yeah,
Go figure.
yeah. Before we get too far into the game, let's talk about the history of the game, just because I think that's fun and important and all that
Yeah,
noise.
1985 is this.
5? I put 4. Uh-oh.
We have a disagreement. I looked it is released in 1985 for the Apple II.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Oh boy.
we're already off to a bad start.
Yep. Conflict.
All right. Fixed on
Yep.
the screen. It says 1985 now.
Wow, you
Uh,
fix it in real time?
real time. That's how good we're getting at
Damn.
this. Someday we'll actually like have
You're
things.
welcome,
You're
folks.
welcome. This is us. We're
Yep.
getting there. Uh 1985, done by DataSoft, who did a bunch of fun little games like this. Uh,
Before we started, we were looking through the catalog of DataSoft games. There's some really fantastic DataSoft games that I had forgotten about, or
mhm.
like Zaxxon. That was their, I think, what they were probably most famous for, right?
Well, I mean, they converted Zaxxon. So
Yeah.
if we're doing actual hard work here, Zaxxon was Sega? Yeah, Sega. but they ported it to Commodore and stuff like that.
Yeah, to
Helped
everything.
distribute it. Yeah.
I also played. They also did Conan Halls of Volta, which is very similar to this game.
Very similar to this.
And I love this. Whatever this genre.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it. But it's like a mix of puzzle and platforming.
It's a
Puzzle
platform.
platform.
Yeah, it's a puzzle platformer, but like one of the things I see this, and I actually kind of talking to somebody on Twitter about this, that this genre feels almost dead, where it's every screen is its own uh, puzzle, own riddle you've got to figure out, and then you figure out the screen, and you got it then. But you got to keep doing them, and everyone changes. You don't see a lot of these anymore, except in like little kids games. My kids, when they're playing on some of the websites they play on, there's tons of games like this.
Really?
Where there's somebody who's got to run around the level and get stuff. It's way simpler than this game. This game is hard.
Yeah.
But, and we'll talk about that too. But it's the only place I still see games like this is on little kids games.
Yeah. Yeah, I seem to remember when my son was young playing flash games like this where you're toggling between the guys and like collecting jewels and stuff. You're right, I had forgotten about those games, but yeah, that's totally a thing.
I would have too, except I'm seeing them daily right now, so.
Right. Did you ever play the game The Lost Vikings?
Yes.
That was another good like teamwork game where you have guys with, I mean, the Goonies don't really have different abilities, so it's not the same thing, but
no, and do you think they should have? Would that have made the game better?
No, not really. I think the game is perfect for what it is. I mean, you could have done a lot with like special abilities because they had special abilities in the movie.
Right.
You know, Chunk did the truffle shuffle, which is as a special ability debatable. But the guy had all the gadgets. Yeah, Data had all the gadgets. So
I mean,
one of them was Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Was it Feldman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Astin, Samwise was in it.
Oh yeah.
Would it have been, so the two things I thought about when I was playing this and kind of going through my notes here, would it have been better if they had their own abilities? Because you know a modern game would do that. Every Goonie would have their own something that makes them special. And they wouldn't have done what they tried to do here, which is include all the Goonies. They would have included like 3. You get to play 3 Goonies. Each of them has a special ability. End the list. Would it have been better if you got to pick the Goonies you played at the beginning and got to play them all the way through? Or do you think it's better that the way we do it, you get to play all the Goonies basically by the time you're done?
Yeah, I think you could make the case that you could make a really sweet Goonies game like this where there's multiple solutions to the puzzle. You can choose the Goonies that you like to play that have the ability.
Maniac Mansion thing.
Right, like Maniac Mansion, exactly. But I don't think this game needed that. Like I think it was fine. Like it was cool because you got to see all of them, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Now the version I'm playing is the Commodore 64. I should mention that too.
Yeah, that's what I played too. I didn't know it was out for anything else.
I think it's out for Apple. I don't think it's out for anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I had a hard time with this level because I thought the boulder could kill you. Impossible to beat this level if.
Yeah, if you think you're trying to not touch the boulder, can't do it. Cannot do it.
What
I
can
might
kill
try
you
sometime.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it was possible. I think maybe, but it would be really hard. But the bats kill you a lot. I hate the bats in this game.
Bats can kiss my ass.
But like as a port from a movie, because in the 80s they ported and anything they ported was like an afterthought.
Well, right. It hadn't. the video game tie-ins hadn't become a thing yet. So a lot of small companies were able to buy a tie-in where it actually upped the quality of the game, and the studio wasn't thinking of extra marketing through video games yet.
Hmm.
So you could buy them for a song, and a lot of times you got things that were debatably tied, like Conan. Conan has nothing to do with the movie. It has
No,
nothing to do with the movie. It's just the character, and they kind of tied it in by calling it that name, but
right. But this, like, they did a great job with this because the aesthetic of it is perfectly done. Like in the
yes.
background on the last level, there's all the like
Mm-hmm.
kind of wall stuff on the walls, and this one you have the Goonies skull.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's not like it's not all ripped straight from the movie or
Right.
anything, but it feels like it's honoring the
Right.
source material, and it wasn't just shoveled over as an afterthought. Like, oh,
Right.
we got the Goonies IP.
Right. We're trying to get away from God, I can't think of their names. The Tortellis?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh and so we're doing all these things in caves. We're solving all the puzzles in here to try and get us through. I'm gonna lose it here. This one
Oh,
was always a hard level for me. Not as hard as the next one,
yeah, the
but like,
difficulty ramps up quite a bit.
and it does a good job of something the movie did that is hard to do. And every screen has something that is simultaneously cute and something else on it that's dangerous and kind of, I don't want to say edgy, but
Yeah.
like there's a sense of danger and a sense of adultness and realness to it. It bridges that gap between cute kid stuff and harsh adult stuff. Like the scene with the shower is the one that really let me see that, because you got a guy running around taking showers up top, being naked, running around with a towel. That's kind of
Hmm.
cute and that's funny. And then steam comes out of stuff down below, and you don't want to get hit by that, and that all makes sense. And it's kind of adorable and it's charming in its own little way. And then a guy with a gun shows up and starts shooting at the kids.
Right. Right. That's quite a spread.
It's in this one you got this big goofy skull in the background. You're gonna push eggs to climb up, but that vulture will mess your day. And there's lava, and kids got to hang from human bones to open up the pits for things. And
Oh yeah, I didn't notice those were bones, but you are right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this is where the chests from Tunnels of Doom got their stuff from.
Right. Right.
That same aesthetic, yeah.
That same graphic. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
What else? What else
yeah, there's
about the
some stuff. There's
Goonies?
some stuff I want to talk about in a couple levels when it shows up. Where some of these levels were definitely designed to be played two players at the same time.
Yeah, I
That
was sad that I didn't get to try this two players because I'll bet it would be one of those things where you hate the person you're playing it with, but it's also really fun.
Yeah,
Did you try it multiplayer?
I haven't been able to find anyone to try it multiplayer with. We're too far away to
Yeah.
do it. I think the two-player aspect adds something to the gameplay that's fun, though. That, especially at the time where it was usually just single player on the screen at the same time, this cooperative puzzle solving you didn't see a lot of.
Yeah, it would add a lot to to have that kind of like communication that you have to do in a game like
Hmm.
that. Is that a spine then that you're climbing up?
Well,
That
it's
you're
eggs supposedly.
Are you sure? It looks like a spine.
Well, yeah, no, the vulture. Well, maybe it is bones. I thought it was eggs. I thought it was the bird eggs. Oh no, it's got to be bird eggs, because if you leave them on the screen too long, they hatch into baby birds that come and kill you.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It looks like a spine.
it does, doesn't it? And you had me for half a second. I even was sure what it was.
Yeah.
Welcome to Commodore era graphics. Um,
What'd you think of the sound in this game?
there
The
wasn't much
mute,
other than the music. The music was
right?
good.
I was really surprised. Do you know the name of the Cyndi Lauper Goonies song? I looked it
Goonies,
up.
Goonies are good enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you watched the video?
No, is there a video for the Goonies are good enough?
There's a two-part video, and you should watch it. It is It is a two-part video by Cyndi Lauper about the
Right. Something nobody asked for.
Goonies.
Michael Jackson could get away with that stuff. Like he did
Oh,
Thriller and like cinematic, but I don't know. I don't know if Cyndi Lauper can make a
Cyndi
2-part
Lauper
video.
and the entire like crew of the old WWF.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing with the rest of my day.
Yeah.
So what the hell is this level?
Okay, this is the level I was first talking about. Doing this single player is really hard because you've got rocks falling from the ceiling and some of them are landing on the keys in the middle there, which cause the color platforms on one side to disappear and on the other side to appear.
Oh, okay.
So you got to
Yeah.
fall down without falling into space and not getting hit by a rock. So you got to make sure you know where everybody is. So this screen you're going to see me go through for a while, and I used save states here. Um, I don't think I've ever gotten through this screen without save states. It's so hard.
Yeah, it looks like just
It's
total
chaos.
chaos. Is that a big pipe organ? Is that what we're
Yes.
looking at? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, I guess. Yeah.
That's me selecting the save states. Like, do I want to do
Oh,
this? Do I want to?
exposing your shame.
Yeah. Um,
One of the things I liked about playing this game was that even if you know how to get through the puzzles, it doesn't get easier. It's
that's what I was
not
gonna say.
just a puzzle
Yes.
game. It's a
There's a definite arcadey manipulation. Oh, mother.
oh
There's definitely an arcadey aspect to it that yeah, you still need skill um, to get
yeah.
through it.
And
One,
I've said this many times that one of my pet peeves with games is when you're defeated by the game engine instead of your ability. That's not how it is, but there is an element of like understanding how the game engine
mm-hmm.
works. Like even in that first level where the puzzle is that you knock over the water tank, it took me a while to figure out how to knock that water tank over. Like I knew I needed to do it, and it's like
I was
it,
gonna say, I
it's
think
really logical.
yeah, it's really logical, but I feel like that level is second in difficulty only to this level because you've got nothing to go on. The chair looks like part of the background, so pushing it over to jump up and get higher is something you can figure out, but it's not intuitive because the chair doesn't stand out as something different. It's just graphics that look like everything else.
Hmm.
Same with the water thing on the bottom. Like, I guess you see water next to a fire, you should have some inkling on what to do, but I think I only got through the first level because my friend at the time taught me how to get through level, and I don't know how he figured it out.
Yeah, I accidentally knocked it over. I was like, I knew there was something over there
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of they telegraph it, right? Because it calls the tortelli
Mama over
lady
to the other
out
side. Yep.
to get the money
Counterfeiting machine.
from the
Yeah.
counterfeiting machine. Because why not? So she goes out there, and so like that's where you have to go. So I think I was just running around in that corner,
And
jumping
bumped
around,
it.
and knocked it over. But it's like it makes sense when you do it. Like
Mm-hmm.
okay, because you only like I said, there's only one button, so your options are pretty limited.
Yeah, and this is the screen that this is this screen that we're watching is the closest I've ever felt to the engine screwing me
Hmm.
because stuff falls randomly. But really, what it is I wasn't looking everywhere I needed to look before I'd move, before I jump. I never felt that the engine screwed me. It was always something I didn't know or didn't think about or didn't realize. It was always on me, which is
Yeah,
great.
right. And this one would be
This one's
great
brutal.
multiplayer
This
compared to single player.
would be 100 times easier.
Yeah,
Just
because then you can be accountable for your one person.
you got to just watch where they are and where stuff's falling at them.
Yeah.
Everything else you can kind of manage. This one's just brutal and
Yep.
needed to get dialed down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously I do eventually do it.
Yeah, there's 8 levels to this thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing I was going to say. And you saw it kind of on the last level with like building the spine of eggs.
Hmm.
When you die, it doesn't take away any progress that's been cumulative process. You might have to put your guys back at where they started. So in a screen like this, you've got to get all the way through it in one try. But some of the games where you're building something up, they never take that away from you. Once you've done it, it's done,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
really nice.
right, right. I
Probably,
go ahead.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
probably due to technical limitations of not being able to undo once it's done.
Yeah,
But I'll take it.
yeah. I unapologetically use save states, and I did not get as far as you did. I was like maintaining a perfect playthrough in save states,
Hmm.
with no lives lost because I don't know. Because if you're gonna use save states, you may as
Might as
well.
well, yeah.
But the thing about this and with Conan as well is that I don't think you get much out of having to replay this. Like you just lost, so you would have to go through all those levels again,
Hmm.
uh, which probably would have been like if this were your only game back in 1985. Uh, wouldn't be as bad, but like in my life now, I don't have the patience to go
Patience
back
and
through the
time.
whole goddamn thing.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, here's my thing with this one. Even with save states, this game took me half an hour.
yeah,
Even with struggling on this level, this game took me half an hour. And part of why it did is back in the day, those first four levels getting to this, I can blow through them now because I got to here and had to replay them over and over and over and over and over again. So if you're
right.
somebody who wants to get good at something, this will get you there. But
Yeah,
it does not have a modern game design sensibility for that
yeah.
reason.
I guess it depends on what you find fun about it. So what I
Hmm.
found fun about it was understanding the puzzles and getting figuring out what I had to do,
Hmm.
reacting to the changing situations. And once I've done that, I didn't feel any need to get better at
At a
at
screen?
dodging
No.
bats and what have you.
No, the satisfaction mostly comes from learning it. But like we said with the arcadey thing, there's an aspect of getting good to it too that
Yeah,
weighs in.
yeah. But man, I wish they made like I was thinking too before we started this. They never made a second Goonies anything, and I really hope they never do. I guess you could count. Was the Nintendo game just the Goonies, or was that called Goonies 2?
It was called Goonies 2, and it wasn't a sequel to the movie.
Right, it
There
was a
was
sequel to the.
there's a video game that only came out in Japan for Goonies that was a sequel to
Oh,
the movie, or
oh,
more based on the movie, or something like that. That introduced the mermaid that explained why she was there, but um, then Goonies 2 is like from that. I don't. There's no need to count either of those as canon. Like,
no, no. But I hope they never remake or do anything else with this intellectual property because it was good enough. It's like the Princess Bride. You don't do anything else with it. You did it right.
yeah.
But someone will need to make money again, and then we'll have the Goonies too.
Well, they've talked about, not to just disappoint you. They talk about doing it where the kids are grown up, and then their
No,
kids are taking over, but
no.
bringing back the cast, so the cast is there just as adults.
For some reason I assume that both Corey Feldman and Corey Haim are dead. Are they
I
alive?
don't know.
Doesn't matter. I
No.
think they're both probably alive and doing fine, and I'm
Yes.
just an asshole.
It's a Catherine thing. You just like to believe everyone's dead.
Right. That's my go-to. Like anyone I haven't seen
I
in
haven't
like
seen you
two
in a while. You're
days.
dead. You're dead.
Yep, dead to me.
Dead to me.
Both Corys.
Both Corey's.
Oh boy.
Yep. You're a horrible person.
Yep.
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 Um, I want to kind of get to the next screen, but I want to show this one finishing. We're almost getting there.
Yeah.
Uh, Once we get there, the next screen I get through pretty quick. One of the things I found odd, the last screen is the final screen, the boss, the whole thing is one of the easiest things in the game.
That's on the pirate ship too, right?
Yup. It's
Love it.
so easy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that happens sometimes in these games. I don't know if they just like ran out of steam on development and just phoned it in on that last level
well,
or
they're
what.
probably like, no one's getting past the organ screen. Do we really need anything
Right.
else?
Right. Why do they even bother? Yeah. This organ I don't recall being in the film. Oh,
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
was there? God, I haven't seen the Goonies in years. Yeah,
Looking
maybe
it up.
there
Yeah,
was.
there was.
Okay. Oh man, you just took a header.
All right, as
Uh,
fun as watching this is.
yeah, let's. You got to get there, then you got to get across.
So you got to wait for it to fall on the white thing so that this
The
lands, and
white
then
things come back. Yeah.
yep. So here it comes, and I'm gonna nope, I'm gonna miss my opportunity. I'm gonna stand
There
there,
you go. There you go.
but now I got to get this guy.
Get out of the way. Now he's got to wait for it to fall on the white thing.
He's gonna have to wait. Yeah, there's no.
Oh my god. Do it. Oh, and then you have to go up there
Do it,
and fall
Doug.
down.
Yeah, you can't just walk over because why would you want that?
I had a similar experience with this game to like to Conan, where I'm just like, oh god, another like there's something else now that I have to worry about. Like it's never just a straightforward romp. Good
Right.
job on that level. That looked really hard.
That level sucks. That is the hardest level in the game. Brennan. This is what I was waiting for. The octopus.
Yes, there he is, or
There he
she. You
is.
don't know.
You don't know. Don't judge.
And you
Uh,
get a real ladder this time. It's not made out of bones.
bones or anything. Yeah, so the octopus was something that's supposed to be in the movie, and Data mentions it at the end of the um, thing when they're all talking to people and coming out of the place. But
Yeah.
it didn't make it in the movie. So
You know why that is? Like that if that movie needed anything, it was a giant octopus. It probably
right?
looked terrible in post
Oh,
and they
I'm
just
betting
cut it.
yeah, they looked at it and were like, "No.
Which is a
No."
shame, because that would have been great. But yeah, that's really good. And I like the style
Mhm.
of this game a lot. Everything looks craggly and
Yeah.
good stuff. The fucking bats. Why are birds and bats in every video game the most irritating
Because they're small and they flap
enemies? Yeah.
randomly and they fly, so they're not something you just jump over or run away from.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. I
You
think I
made short
blow it
work
with
of
this
this
guy.
level.
Yeah.
Oh no, did you really?
Yep,
You
there
just
it
gotta.
goes.
Oh, you
But
were so close.
all of it's done. So now all I got to do is run and jump.
Right.
So, you know,
Here you go. Do it.
now I believe. Nope. Okay. I was gonna say, did I have to do it twice? Like, did the bat go down there and kill what's his face? The
Oh.
up for jump always sucks, by the way.
Yeah. And there's like diagonal and straight up. Did
Hmm.
you use a game pad for this?
No. Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I was gonna say I don't know even know if you can play it with the keyboard.
There's probably some way to do it, but
And here we go.
here we go. Pirate ship final level. Um. Yeah. So this has been Goonies. I think the game length is just right for the 8 levels.
Yeah, it didn't need anything else. Uh,
Uh.
here you
Yeah.
go.
I think we were talking about music before. I don't think the music ever overstayed its welcome. It plays back and forth between a couple songs depending on the level. I never got annoyed.
Me neither. I had no beef with it. It wasn't remarkable like another DataSoft game.
Yeah.
Dark Lord, my favorite video game music ever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Isn't that
but it
auto
was
duel?
fine.
All right,
Yeah.
there's our auto duel mention for the show.
Yep.
Got it in.
100%.
Oh,
We're still upset about that years later.
I know.
That music was so bad
it's
though.
so bad.
Here you go, Sloth. I love his little outfit. He looks like he's going wrestling.
Yeah. This is the only part of this game only part of this level that's a puzzle on this one is that if you take what's his face up there, Chunk,
Mm-hmm.
she'll come grab him. You have to have Sloth walk faster because she won't attack Sloth.
Right, because he's family.
Right.
Right, which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Right. I mean, she should still be like, "What are you doing up here? Weren't you with the
Right.
kids?"
Yeah, I mean, they kept him locked in like a freezer, didn't they?
Right.
Here we go. And Sloth doesn't even have to sacrifice himself,
Nope.
which is nice.
Yep.
His crooked eyes, that's fantastic. They really nailed it.
They nailed the aesthetic.
I'm not sure I remember Chunk ever wearing, is he wearing a windbreaker or a suit?
I think like a sweatery thing, yeah. And then I was like, do I have him in the wrong spot? Then I realized you can walk over further because it does not look like you can walk that far out there.
No.
But you do, and then
And
you
you
get your ending.
win. You won the Goonies. And you get this great ending screen.
Yes.
But it's on the Commodore, so you have to...
So wait for the load. Wait for the load. Here it comes. All right, there it is.
And the Goonies are good enough again.
Yep, I'm proudly declared one of the Goonies now.
Yeah, right.
I'm an official Goonie. I've got my Goonie patch.
We should get you a Goonie patch. I don't get one because I didn't beat the game.
Oh, well,
so I'm a lazy
someday.
piece of shit. Yeah. Who thought the boulders killed him? I spent a lot of time avoiding those fucking boulders. I was like hanging on the thing. I was like watching the flow of the boulders, trying to anticipate where they were going to go. No, you can just run right over them. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No,
that's embarrassing, but whatever.
No, I don't think it's embarrassing. I genuinely was a safe, smart bet.
Everything else in the game kills you. Water kills you. Having water dumped on you kills you. Everything else kills you.
I'm more impressed that you were able to play the game for a while enough to get frustrated without ever hitting a boulder.
I was doing it really well. I was hanging on the things, and then you get down by the bat bell hammer thing. That level is weird.
Yeah.
Just
every time a boulder goes, I've got questions about that level, but
yeah.
Okay, it's fine. We're through it. It's over.
Yep. We made it all the way through this video. I'm impressed. I didn't think there would be that much to talk about with the Goonies.
Oh, there's plenty. And plus we were seeing every level, so we could talk about something on the levels that caught our attention. If you're still watching,
thanks.
Thank you. Our next long game, for those who remember, is Another World. I've tried it a little bit so far. I've got to keep playing it some more. I played it a long time ago. Looking forward to it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Our next short game is Cannonball Blitz.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks, we're going to do Another World. In about 4 weeks, we're going to do Cannonball Blitz. And this is one of your favorites. I've never played it.
It was a childhood favorite. I don't remember if it's actually good because I haven't played it since I was about 7 or 8 years old. So
this might be your auto duel. This might be where I come back to you and like, you made me play this game.
Don't get excited that I was excited to play it again.
Okay.
Because you might end up hating me. Yeah.
No.
But it's historical because it has a guy with a big hat and cannonballs. So
right.
You know.
It's educational. I was supposed to say it's educational. We're going to learn something today.
Yep.
I'm trying to see what he's got on the back of his cannon. He's got a joystick for the cannon. That ain't right.
Does he?
Yeah, he's got a little joystick.
I can't see
and
it.
A Budweiser?
What? I got to pull this up.
Yeah.
He does have a Budweiser.
So
this is misguided cover art for sure.
I love it. He's got a joystick and a little screen on the cannon and a Budweiser sitting next to him. Oh, that's fantastic.
Olaf Lubeck. And it costs $34.95. Holy God.
Oh my goodness.
That's way too much for Cannonball Blitz.
Yeah.
It's
not too much for Phantom Karate Devils because that's what that costs too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, games cost more back then. It's
just
all there is to it. You got a lot less, but you had less to pick from, so deal with it.
Right.
All right. Anything else we want to say before we toggle off here?
No, thanks for
All
watching.
right, thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.